Welcome to the Spanish kitchen, where I cook with love. I'm your chef, Laurita. Today we are going to make one of my favorites, tacos. What I love about this, I love almost everything about this. There's many things I love about this recipe, and one is that I'm not a big vegetable person. So I'm going to go ahead and put some tomatoes and lettuce, a whole bunch of it actually, to get my veggies in there. Another aspect is the taco shell. I love anything that's crunchy. And this gives me my kick of crunchiness. I like the corn taco shell as opposed to the other types for several reasons. When I bite into it, there's a graininess, an extra depth of flavor to it. It reminds me of those frito chips that I used to eat when I was a kid before I discovered Cheetos and said bye-bye Fritos. But it reminds me of my childhood, and that's what I love about it. Let's get started, shall we? First, let's start with the tomato. Look at this ripe red tomato. This is a key ingredient in tacos, and I think the redder the better. This is a good thing to remember when you're shopping for tomatoes. Ripe, plump tomatoes. I've discovered after years and years of eating tacos that this size and this cut melds with the other ingredients very well. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with this right there. I can't wait to try this. Next, our lettuce. You want some crisp green lettuce in this recipe. Make sure that it's crisp. That's another key thing. It'll mirror the crispiness of the taco and give it that refreshing flavor that you want, the healthiness in the veggies. When I buy a head of lettuce, I want to throw away the outer leaves and make sure I get to those leaves that are, crisp, crunchy, juicy. Make sure you give this a real nice rinse. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So we got our ripe, red, plump tomatoes, or crisp green lettuce. Let's move on to the meat. Ground beef, my favorite. And in this recipe, I don't like to go all lean, 99.999%. No thank you. I love a little bit of fat and greasiness. I'm being good with my veggies. I think I can get a little fat in this recipe. You want to make sure that you cook this all the way through, brown all over. Brown, let me say that again. Brown beef. Brown ground beef. That's exactly what you want. Do you hear that sizzle? You know this is going to be good. Look at that beef. I'm so excited. We're almost done. Another key ingredient. You can't have some tacos without queso. We're going to get some good cheddar cheese in here. And because, I hand-picked everything else, I'm going to cheat just a little. I buy the grated kind already. Just like this. It'll melt in your mouth. I love tacos for so many reasons, and another one is because you can make this recipe your own. Whether it be some other kind of chips, I meant cheese. Whether it be some other kind of cheese or, another different spice, some sour cream or guacamole, it's all you, baby. Anything you want. It's fair game. You can stick it in, you can omit stuff. That's what makes it so special. Let's put this stuff together. This is how I like to layer it. Some of that great ground brown beef in here. You want to make sure you get all through the taco shell. I'm so excited. Next, I like to do some of that crisp green lettuce. Just layer that loosely right on top of that beef. And you got that warm beef and then the crisp, sweet juicy lettuce right on top of that. Contrast of flavor. It kind of makes your tongue go, thinks twice. Yeah. Next, let's do the red plump tomatoes. Just right on top. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes either, but in my taco, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. And of course, last but not at all least, queso. That is it for this episode of the Spanish Kitchen, where I, your chef Laurita, cooks with love. I'm gonna have to dig in. I'll see you guys next week.